And that name is Tomorrow Murchison. This is Tomorrow. Listen to Real Estate Matters today.
The views and opinions expressed by the participants on this show are not necessarily those of Stewart Information Services Corporation, Stewart Title, or Stewart Insurance. Before you make any investment, you should seek the advice of your investment advisor or attorney.
Whether you're a real estate broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, everything matters when it comes to real estate. This is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. Stewart Title's Bill Knapik and guests open the door to what really matters in owning, buying, and selling real estate. And now, Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance. Here to inform, entertain, and inspire, Bill Knapik.
Welcome to the show. It is Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I'm your host, Bill Knapik. Thank you for joining us once again here on this beautiful weekend. We're glad you tuned in. As always, go to stewart.com/radio. That's right. That's where you can see and hear the show. And also you can access past shows simply by going to stewart.com/radio. There you'll find the show archives and so much more. You'll find it enjoyable, entertaining, and of course you'll be able to see the guests right here in the studio, the many guests we've had in the last couple years. And today we have a super show as we're going to go to Lake Jackson, Texas, and even Brazoria County. So those of you in Houston have heard about it. Maybe you've been there. And if you're outside of Houston listening, you're going to find out so much about this very enjoyable place to live from realtors in Brazoria County and Lake Jackson. So let's get down to business right now. As first, we'll welcome Megan Arsenault. She is with the Mega Realty team. In fact, Mega Realty comes from Megan. That's where that name came from. Is that correct, Megan?
That is correct. Yes, you got it right.
How about that? So I've got something right off the bat. So in the meantime, Mega Realty, let's tell people about your company, and I guess you started it, sounds like.
Yeah, awesome. So we started our brokerage in Brazoria County about 10 years ago. After doing business in the area for about 7 years and quickly becoming one of the top producing companies, we decided to rebrand, which at that point we became Mega Realty. So Mega Realty is about 3 or 4 years old, and already we're one of the top producing companies in the Brazoria County area.
All right. Well, let's tell people, first of all, and your office is in Lake Jackson.
It is. We're downtown Lake Jackson in the old post office building.
And that's one of the things we're going to find out, because a lot of people, even though we live near the area, relatively speaking, how long did it take you to get from Lake Jackson here to the Galleria area, by the way?
Well, the way I drive, about 45 minutes, but usually it's about an hour drive.
So we can budget an hour. Point is, it's not that far away.
It's not. It's a quick drive, and there's a lot going on, on the way down south. So there's a lot to look at.
So, well, let's tell people your company. How many agents are in your company?
We have 27 agents in our Brazoria County office. We also have a branch in Austin, Texas, as well as Victoria, with agents in those offices as well. So we have about 45 agents in total.
And that's a lot.
No, I consider ourselves more of a boutique brokerage.
So as far as the activity, let's take how many cities are within the area, let's take in the Brazoria County area that you're working the most, let's say. Certainly Lake Jackson.
Yeah, I would say so we have lower Brazoria County, which, is going to be Lake Jackson, Richwood, Angleton, Freeport, which is really up and coming on the map right now with the expansion of our port. We're going from, I believe, like the 42nd, 43rd largest port in the U.S. to bumping up to now the 6th largest port. So we've got a lot of growth. Baylor just took over or bought over our hospital. So we've got a lot of change happening there. I mean, between our industrial side and our medical side, we've just got a lot of growth happening in the Brazoria County area.
So we're already touching upon the key economic drivers of the area. Let's get into a little bit of detail. In fact, one of the things I remember about the area in general, I guess you mentioned the town, Freeport, right? That's another place.
Yep.
And that's home of Dow Chemical. Is that correct?
It is actually the home of Dow Chemical.
And is that growing? Are they adding to that, or is
They
it stabilized?
are. I mean, all of our plants really, obviously Dow being one of the largest ones, but we've got some other petrochemical plants too that really support our industry. There's Phillips 66, which is doing a huge expansion right now. We've got Dow. There's several companies in our area that really support that industry and are very large in their categories of plants and industrial plants.
Well, and as we talked before the show started, Brazoria County encompasses, you said even Pearland, is
even
that correct?
Pearland,
So
and a lot of
big
people don't
area.
even realize that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we go all the way to Pearland, so it's a pretty big county.
All right, so going back to Lake Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
first question I thought was, is there really a lake there? Is there even a lake in Lake Jackson? I'm guessing there is.
There's actually not. I mean, we have some small lakes, but, everybody asks that. I believe, back in the day, before Lake Jackson was really on the map, it actually was a lower area, so there were more lakes there, but there's not a Lake Jackson in Lake Jackson.
So we're not going to go boating.
We're not going boating
when you
on
get
Lake
back to
Jackson,
the
yeah.
Okay, all right, just checking on that. So that's been established. But what draws people, again, let's just take Lake Jackson for now. What draws people to Lake Jackson, to that area?
I really believe it's just the community. I mean, we are a small town that is growing, and we've grown so much just in the last 10 years. When I left for college, we didn't have an overpass, and 4 years later, I came back, and we had our first overpass and Starbucks. So to me, I mean, that was a lot of growth, but definitely the community. There's a lot of love there. It's a slower pace. It's a city suburb, everybody kind of knows everybody, and it's just a great place to be.
In fact, somewhere I saw that it's in Texas, it was known as one of the best places to live. I don't know what
It
article
really
or
is.
magazine.
It really is. Whenever I was younger, I swore I'd move away and never come back because it was so small. But, as you get older and your families start growing and you just want that slower pace, the safer areas, the better schools, it's just a really great place to grow up and to raise a family.
Well, in fact, right now, probably there always has been some kind of a trend this way for certain people, depending where they're at. But I think more than ever, we see people interested in other areas outside of the big city.
Right.
And or more people are talking about it. And you actually see in the real estate world in Lake Jackson, you see them going to Lake Jackson or arriving there, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we have people coming from every direction. And, we've got a lot of industries that sustain us. So even back in 2008, where a lot of other areas, larger cities were taking a hit in their real estate market, the lower Brazoria County area was a safe place to buy. We didn't see the effects of a down market like in some of the other, more metropolitan areas. And a lot of that is because of all of our industries that just keep our market maintaining a healthy level. So, aside from just investments in residential, we also have, we're really big in the fishing industry as well. We have a lot of water around us, the beaches, the rivers, all kinds of stuff. So, there's definitely something for everyone in the lower Brazoria County area.
And when you say lower Brazoria,
Jackson,
that's where Lake Jackson
Clute,
is.
Richwood, Angleton, Freeport, Surfside is really up and coming. We see a lot of people coming that way with investment properties. Airbnbs and short-term rentals have been very popular for that area lately.
So it sounds like it's a weekend or a getaway destination.
Yeah, we're only
as
45
well.
minutes from Galveston. You're really centrally located to everything.
How's the real estate world right now?
Well, you're asking a mega realty agent, so
always good,
it's
yeah.
great at mega realty. Every day is a mega day. But as far as our numbers last year, obviously everybody knows, interest rates are a little bit higher than they were when we were at the 2% and 3%, but we're starting to see a healthy market. It's our inventory is still moving. If it's priced well, it sells. Buyers are still actively looking, and our lives don't stop. Just because rates are higher, people are still getting married, divorced, having babies, kids are moving off, they need to downsize or find something that fits, more of their family. So, the market's still moving, and when you're in a safe area like Brazoria County, it's an easy buy.
So let's say, take, for example, the last 10 buyers that you've helped personally, right? Mm-hmm. How many were from outside of Texas even, if any?
Okay, out of our last 10, I would probably say maybe 3 or 4 were from outside of Texas.
Where were they from?
We had 2 from California. We had 1 from Arkansas, I believe. And we're actually seeing more people come from like the central states versus east or west coast. But I've also been seeing a lot of people move down from, Dallas, some of those more northern areas, coming a little bit further close to this.
And what about people that are either retiring in Houston from Houston or they want a second home?
We
Do you
definitely see a lot of that, especially since COVID. People want a little bit more space, and that's exactly what you get in Brazoria County. We're still building new construction homes on anywhere from a quarter of acre lot to 2, 3, 4, 5 acres. So definitely if you're looking for space, if you're looking for that quiet suburb area, nice neighborhoods, quiet neighborhoods, we've got a lot of those to offer.
And again, there's water that's around there too.
Yeah,
That sounds pretty nice.
Especially when it's 90 degrees pretty much 3/4 of the year here in Texas. It's great because you've always got something to do.
And as far as, let's say there are people that when you list their home and it's time for them to sell the home, whether it's Lake Jackson or nearby, what are the drivers? Where are they going? Are they moving to another state?
Yeah,
or
no,
what's the
actually
reasons
I've been seeing
people
a
leave?
lot of people lately move towards like the San Marcos. Flatonia has really been a big one lately. We've been seeing a lot of people move, and mainly it's because they're retiring from, their medical professionals or plant, people that were in these industrial plants that are now retiring and just kind of want to get out of the area. Their families are grown and moved off, so they just want to go somewhere else. Not too far, though. Nobody strays too far from Brazoria County.
Not too far. However, so let's go back to the people that you've helped. Again, you said California, a couple people, California, even Arkansas. The beauty of Arkansas, by the way, I had a house in Hot Springs Village, and it was 7 hours door to door. So you don't have to get on a plane to come from Arkansas or to go to Arkansas.
Right.
So that's a nice thing. As far as those people in those and even the central places you mentioned, how are they finding you, Megan Arsenault from Mega Realty? How did they find you out of all the realtors here in the area?
So Mega Realty definitely has a lot of listings. Again, we're one of the top producers in the area, and the strategy that we use when marketing or advertising our properties is it can't be touched, really in all of our platforms, whether it's social or just, marketing word of mouth or with other agencies in, other areas that do relocation. Since we work a lot with Dow employees, Phillips employees, relocation is one of our bigger kind of platforms that we use to move people in and out of our areas. So with doing so, we make a lot of relationships, or we build a lot of relationships with other agents from other areas, and that really allows us to be able to kind of network with people in and out of our area to make sure that, if those people are recommending one of their clients from, let's say, California to us, we make sure that we take very good care of them.
So Mega Realty team is known about far and wide. Safe to say.
We're all over the place.
There are people in California right now at a coffee shop probably talking about Mega Realty
They
team.
probably are, because I was just there for 10 days, and I'm, yeah.
What city were you in?
So we were in California. We flew into Long Beach, and we watched the Formula One races, the Grand Prix, and then we went and kind of toured the California area, Los Angeles, West Hollywood, and then we went up to Indio for Coachella. Weekend full of music. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a nice place. Yeah, the weather
beautiful.
is beautiful. Did you get
the weather's
south,
been
by
very
the way?
similar.
Yeah, we've had great weather. But did you go south, say to Laguna Beach at all? Did you hit that area?
No, I wish, because that sounds really nice. But what I was able to see was, Long Beach is known for being the largest port in the U.S. So,
all right, you mentioned at the beginning. That is a good point.
So
California has all the ports.
They do.
A lot of them.
Do. They have Long Beach is the largest port in the U.S. And so to see what that looks like, and not just on a map or pictures, but really be able to see what that looks like, and then look at what Freeport has right now, the growth that is expected to come from going. I mean, obviously they're the first largest port in the world, or the U.S. We're going to be the 6th, but to see what could potentially be Freeport, Texas in the next couple of years. They were supposed to be done 2025. We've had some delay with construction, which obviously if you've ever constructed anything, you know that
I've never built a port, but
okay, yeah, port. Well, if you build anything, a house, a fence,
Right.
anything, there's going to be delays. So there's expected delays. We're probably looking closer to 2026, but just to see the difference in going from the 42nd largest port and what that looks like to now the 6th. I mean, it's going to be a huge growth opportunity for Freeport and investors that are looking to invest in an area that is going to boom. I mean,
you're helping investors.
The Freeport area, if I had money to invest all day long, I'd be in the Freeport area.
So that's the key. How far is Freeport from Lake Jackson?
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
So it's
not
close.
very long. And you're about 10 minutes from the beach.
So certainly even if someone lives in Lake Jackson, they could work at Dow.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
not a
I
big
mean,
deal.
I've got a couple of rentals that I personally own in Lake Jackson. And just talking with other people in that industry with rentals and things like that, we're really seeing, great opportunity in the short-term rental market because of the beaches and the rivers and, all of our bays. I mean, since COVID, our travel rate is up like 90% because of our fishing industry.
Tell us about the fishing. What kind of fishing are they? The shrimp?
All kinds of, we've got shrimp boats. We've got bay fishing, which is really great. We've got offshore fishing. I don't fish. I'm vegetarian, catch and release kind of thing. But I know there's a lot of fishing out there to be done. So any type of fishing you want, flat bottom. If you're more into the water sports, water skiing, water surfing, we've got plenty of rivers for you to be able to do that on. And then if you want to enjoy a nice lake, you're only 45 minutes from.
There's water all around.
There's
this
water
place.
all around us.
There's no question.
How
far from Galveston are you?
40 minutes.
That's not bad either.
No, and you've got it's a really nice drive. It's 40 minutes down Blue Water Highway, which on the left, it's all Bayside. On the right, it's all ocean. So
when someone is in Houston and they want to keep their home in Houston, let's say, and they want that second home, the weekend home or whatever, where are the areas that are most popular in the areas that you're covering? Is it Lake Jackson or
so
where?
Lake Jackson
where are
is
people
great
going?
just because the tax rate is so low and you're
How
so close
low?
to everything. On average, you're about 2.4, 2.6. We get a benefit from Dow. So we get a kickback on our taxes from Dow. Thank you, Dow. But yeah, Lake Jackson and then Surfside Freeport area is going to be the next on that list. Prices are great. I mean, you can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bath in Freeport for $150,000.
Say that again.
You can buy a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom for $150,000. And if you're in the business of flipping homes, even lower.
So therefore, if you wanted to spend $300,000, you're going to get a nicer home.
I don't even know if there's $300,000 houses in
Is that
Freeport
right?
unless we're going to the beach, unless we're moving
So
into
now we're getting
Surfside.
close to the water.
Yes.
And very interesting. So this is the part of the attraction for those that come from places again like
and
California.
people
or
really
anywhere
don't
else.
know. I think people even that live in Brazoria County really don't know what's going on in Freeport because the growth is so exponential there.
All right. Well, let's take a break, Megan
Okay.
Arsenault, and we're going to bring you back. But first, let's tell people how they can reach you, Megan Arsenault.
So you can reach me on Facebook. You can reach me on any social media platform. But the best way to reach me is my personal cell. This is my direct line. I'm going to give that to you. My number is 979-709-3761. Again, that's my direct line. So you can call me if you want to reach me. No.
And the number
Call
again
or
is?
text me. 979-709-3761.
So we can call that the Mega Hotline.
Oh, now we're talking.
Now we're talking. Stay with us. We're coming right back.
Thank you.
Let's talk to Tomorrow Murchison. Tomorrow, welcome to the show.
Hello.
Well, it's great to have you here, and I will tell you this is a first. We've never had anyone on the show named Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
How about that? But you get that all the time, I guess.
I do. It's a good icebreaker, I would say.
And also, people remember you.
Yes.
That is amazing. So let's tell people, you're in the real estate profession now. About how many years on the Mega Realty team?
About 2 years on the Mega Realty team.
And what is it you love so much about real estate? What got you in real estate to begin with?
Just ownership in general. I truly believe that ownership is very important, especially when it's your home, because what's the most important thing that you come home to every single day?
Well, you got to go somewhere.
You have
and
to
it
go
is
somewhere.
nice to go to a home, right?
It is.
And it's probably even nicer to help others find their home
Yes.
And help them even sell it, right?
Absolutely. It's a very good way to build wealth, especially for the younger generations. I think that's one of the quickest and easiest ways to build wealth.
So
generational wealth at that.
Okay, so then when you help, say, buyers, let's take buyers, for instance, tomorrow. And again, your name is Tomorrow for those that just tuned in. So when you help, let's say, a buyer, and you might be an individual or certainly a couple, what about the first-time buyers? Are you seeing a lot of them?
Absolutely. Honestly, 80% of, I think, my clientele would be first-time home buyers. And I love to see the new generation coming in and actually investing in residential.
Well, in fact, also as you're helping the new home buyer, or the first time we'll call it, they probably need a little extra guidance and rely on you, the real estate professional, a little bit more?
Yes, absolutely. The thing about the Mega Realty team is we're also young and investor in our own residential purchases that we know step for step, and we have the patience to kind of guide them from start to finish.
And as you are part of the team, before we started, you said we work as a team. So
Yes.
give us an idea how that works. If someone calls up, I guess, your general number there at Mega Realty, how does that work if someone just goes, hey, I want to look at homes in, again, we'll take Lake Jackson. How does that work?
Yeah, so as soon as you call, you tell us you want to see a home. There's 3 of us on our team. So the good thing about it is we're always available. So if you're not able to reach me, you're able to reach someone else on the team of 3. Again, like I said, since there is 3 of us and all hands are in, there's always someone available to show you, to help you sell your home or whatever it may be.
And right now, how would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of business and interest in your area? Again, that's the Lake Jackson area here, Lake Jackson, Texas. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like super busy and 5 being medium, what is it right now in terms of?
It's always a 10.
It's always a
Yes.
10. Okay. Well, so it's pretty busy right now.
Yes.
People are finding your area.
Absolutely.
All right, outside of Lake Jackson, we talked about that a fair amount here so far on the show. But what are name another city that's also very popular that people are going to?
The Manville, Pearland area, there's a lot of newly developed property out there, especially the Meridiana community. Younger people who are retired, all ages in between, but that's kind of in the middle of the Lake Jackson, the Houston area. So people who are still having to commute to Houston, I think that's a really good middle ground.
That's a good point. Now, I've been to Meridiana a long time ago. So, and I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, if I wanted to go to Lake Jackson, am I going down 288?
Yes.
So I'm going to pass and wave at Meridiana as I drive on to Lake Jackson to see you.
Yes, of course.
So take Meridiana, which is about, 288, and what's the cross thing where the
Highway 6
Highway
area?
6. All right. So from Meridiana to Lake Jackson, how many more minutes am I going to drive?
Probably about 20 minutes.
So we're getting close.
We're close.
So that sounds pretty awesome. As far as all the things you could be doing, here you are, young, dynamic team, but for you, Tamar Murchison, you could be doing a lot of things. Real estate, you gave us an idea, but what is it you love about real estate so much?
I love just kind of helping someone getting to a home. Our parents, our grandparents, they've always had the same home, and we kind of grow up remembering those memories in that home.
No doubt.
So I think it's very important to build memories, build wealth, and build happiness there.
And help people find those places to do all those things. Now, are you from Texas, Tamara?
I am. I'm from Angleton, Texas.
So how far is that from Lake Jackson? That's
about another 5 to 7 minutes.
So here, what I'm getting is if we go to Lake Jackson, we go 5 minutes, we might be at Dow Chemical, right?
Yes.
Then we're in Angleton.
Yes.
What's the story about Angleton? That's a smaller town than Lake Jackson.
It's a little smaller town than Lake Jackson. Lake Jackson would be more of where the shopping centers are, restaurants are. Angleton's more slower. Yes.
Well, but a lot of people want that slower pace.
They do.
Can be very therapeutic in these fast times right now.
Yes.
So, okay.
But the Angleton School District is probably one of the top districts in the area.
Is it really?
Absolutely. That's where I'm sitting here with you today.
In terms of attractions, like are there things, there's probably some great seafood restaurants, I'm going to guess, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have that. And I think I saw something, is there some kind of bird observatory or
Yes.
What's it called? Do you remember?
At the Sea Center. It's actually free to the community.
And that's in Lake Jackson?
And that's in Lake Jackson.
So, because there's a lot of people I've heard that are in the mode of bird watching. People like to bird watch of all ages, even young people. I'm
of
hearing.
course.
So around the water areas where you're at, so they're finding their way to the Lake Jackson area.
Yes. And they actually will come to the schools for trips for the students to teach them about the birds.
Very interesting. Are you a bird watcher? Are you out there?
I'm not going to say I haven't been to a seminar.
I see. So just now that you mentioned that, when you are not doing real estate and you're relaxing, let's say, what are some of the things you like to do in the area there in Lake Jackson?
We definitely like to hang out at the beach. We like to hang out.
I'm going to guess the beach is 5 minutes
The
away.
beach is only 5 to 7 minutes away.
Everything's. So you hang out at the beach. What else?
Yeah.
You go fishing?
I personally do not fish, but I love to be on the boat if someone else wants to fish.
Being on the boat's
So
nice,
yes,
isn't it?
yes.
Well, very nice. Tamara Murchison. So, Tamara, if someone wants to reach you today, and you like how I did it,
Yeah.
Tamara, they want to reach you today, how can they reach you?
You can reach me at 979-665-2266. That is my direct line. You can reach me on Facebook at Tomorrow Murchison and also on Instagram at Tomorrow Monique. Again, my direct phone number is 979-665-2266.
Tomorrow Murchison. I have to ask, do you have a middle name? And if so, I can't wait to hear what that is.
It's Tomorrow Today Murchison.
Are you for real?
No.
Come on. Well, you know what? That sounds good to me. Thank you for being with us. And they can call you again at
979-665-2266.
Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
As we continue, I say it all the time, stay close to your Stewart Title Business Development Officer. Why? Because all the time there's tremendous things that they are a part of that they are doing for the real estate community. In fact, in Lake Jackson, we have a Stewart Title office, and Lisa Espy is here with us today as she brought forth the Mega Realty team. Lisa, welcome to the show.
Hey, good to be here, Bill. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, finally we got you to leave Lake Jackson, which is not easy to do, but you made the 5-minute, 45-minute, depends who we're talking to, drive, right? And here you are.
Yep. Glad to be here.
Well, let's tell people a little bit about our Lake Jackson office. It's been there about how long?
Oh, our Lake Jackson office has been 25 plus years. Is
that right?
Mm-hmm. I have two senior escrow officers. One of them has been with Stewart Title. It'll be 45 years this June. And
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Her name is Jennifer Bryant. She keeps telling us she wants to retire, and I keep telling her she's not allowed to retire. She's a wealth of knowledge. If there is a question that she can't answer, I feel like it can't be answered when it comes to title.
Well, when we think about that, or if you think about that, think of all the transactions that she has been a part of in 45 years.
45 years.
Holy smokes. So one of the beauties there for people that we're serving in your area and her experience, boy, she's able to know all the ins and outs. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, as I'm not on the escrow side, but with each transaction, there could be another surprise or a challenge. They're all different, right?
They're all different, and we do run into surprises and challenges that sometimes you don't expect. I also have another escrow officer. Her name is Yolanda Davidson. She has over 20 years experience. Both of my ladies are hometown girls, Angleton for Jennifer Bryant and Clute for Yolanda Davidson. So all of our kids grew up in this area. Our grandkids are growing up here, and we just know a lot of people. And at Stewart, our goal is customer service. We know that there are other title companies in the area, but we go above and beyond to provide the best customer service for our agents.
And from a geographic standpoint, Lisa, how far are you serving in terms of handling the real estate transactions? Certainly Lake Jackson, right? About how far?
We do all
cover?
of it. We go
Pearland?
as far as we have had some in Pearland. We just had a contract in Guy, Texas.
In where?
Guy, Texas.
Never heard of it.
Yeah, I hadn't either. But it's somebody that has used us in the past, and they live in our area, and they're buying land. And so they wanted to close with us because they're, familiar with the Stewart Title and with Jennifer or Yolanda, whichever, closer
Right.
they have a relationship with. And so we'd go all the way to Brazoria, Sweeney, Manville, West Columbia, and then as far as, Freeport, Surfside, Angleton, we do it all.
Fascinating. And as I mentioned, you, like our whole sales team, business development people, you're doing different things for the real estate community there in terms of educational CE classes, right?
We just had a CE class last week, a broker responsibility class. We are going around to the offices now doing Title 101. We have a lot of new agents in the area. And so me and one of my escrow officers will go over to the office, provide breakfast or lunch, and go over what we need as far as the title company for the agents, make sure the contract's filled out completely and make sure we have contact information. A lot of times they have questions about survey coverage. So we are just teaching a class. It's not for CE credit, but we are, it's about an hour and a half, and we're going to the different offices and offering that right now.
Well, that sounds good. Also, let's tell people, should they want to close with you in your office, how they can reach your office.
We are located at 190 Abner Jackson Parkway in Suite 100. We are right across the street from La Casona, which is a very popular Mexican restaurant in our area. And you can reach us at 979-297-6426. 979-297-6426.
And also, we'll say hello to someone else from your office. Come around over here if you would, Ashley. Her name is Ashley Locke. Hey, Ashley, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody.
Right from Lake Jackson and Stewart Title, right?
Yeah, I've actually moved to Lake Jackson a few years ago. My husband got a job out here. We lived in Houston my whole life, and I was a stay-at-home mom for 9 years. And we made the move out here, and now he's back in Houston, and he wants to move back, and I won't let him leave Lake Jackson.
Because you like Lake?
We love it so much. We love the
Really?
schools. We've been here going on 6 years now, and Megan actually helped me buy our house, and we're actually putting our house up now for sale to move into a better house. So we've used her since we moved here. She's actually the first person I met when we moved here, and she introduced me to Lisa, and I've been working at Stewart Title now a little bit over a year.
It sounds like everything's connected, kind of.
It is
right?
like they were saying, it's just a big community, and everybody, and you don't realize how small of a world you really live in until you go to Lake Jackson, and everywhere you go, you know somebody.
Well, there you are. So wherever you are listening from, and there's a lot of people, Ashley, that listen to the show on the internet out in Indiana and South Carolina, all these places, and I'm sure they're identifying. They might even call us here in Houston to move to Lake Jackson or something like that.
Come on, let's go.
You never know, right? So once again, you are there at Stewart Title doing tremendous work, and you're in charge of the first impressions when someone walks in the door.
Yes, and I love my job. Like I was saying, I was staying at home mom for so long. When my kids went back to school, I was just excited to get back out in the world, and I've just got the best job, and we have the best team, and everybody helps everybody.
Well, very nice. And let's tell people, Lake Jackson, Stewart Title, the phone number there again is?
979-297-6426. 979-297-6426.
You knew that right off the top. You're not even looking at it.
Because I answer all the phone calls. You'll hear from me when you call.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
In today's litigious society, it is imperative to have the proper insurance to offset the many risks facing your business, especially if you're a real estate broker. Your errors and omissions and cyber liability insurance can help limit the threat of these risks if you know what to look for. Not sure if your insurance addresses the risks facing your business? Contact Stewart Insurance to be confident your brokerage can withstand these risks. Stewart Insurance, 866-798-2827. StewartInsurance.com. That's StewartInsurance.com or call 866-798-2827.
Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title would not be possible without our partner Stewart Insurance. With a focus in real estate and a special focus on real estate brokers, Stewart Insurance creates insurance plans to address the risks facing our industry today. They invest a significant amount of time helping real estate broker owners offset and manage their risks. Here he is, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance. Hey, John.
Howdy, Bill. Always a pleasure.
Here we are doing this by phone today, so probably something extra special about it.
Well, it is extra special. We have an opportunity to visit with one of our partners today, so you were kind enough to allow me to visit with you over the phone.
So as far as insurance goes, people wait every week. They want to know what's the latest. What is John going to bring forth today? And here we are once again. We're going to find out right now.
Well, last week, Bill, we talked a little bit about how we can support the industry with some of the classes that we offer, both continuing education and those that are not. And today I wanted to remind our regular listeners and then inform our new listeners about the types of insurance plans that we offer, both for individuals and families as well as real estate businesses.
That sounds good to me.
So from a personal perspective, we want to make sure that the families and individuals we work with are properly insured. And all that means is that whether you take on a considerable amount of risk yourself or you place that risk on the insurance partner, whether you have a very robust insurance plan or a conservative one, as long as you're comfortable with what that plan is and where you are in your life right now, then in our world, that's deemed properly insured. So from a personal perspective, we generally begin with the home insurance for our partners, but we have a variety of other insurance policies and plans that we offer. So if you're not ready to be a homeowner, or you're not interested in being a homeowner, but you rent an apartment or you rent a home, we can help you with your renter's insurance. If you have investment property and you need to have that covered, we can work with you on that. Every place ought to consider flood coverage, but especially, if you live in the greater Houston area, we can work with you on flood coverage. We can do your auto insurance, motorcycle. If you have vacation property, we can help you with that. Wind coverage. If you live in Southeast Houston or Galveston County or Brazoria County, Fort Bend County, there's a good chance you might have to have wind coverage with your mortgage. We can help you with that. And when you get that new boat, Bill, we'll help you with that watercraft as well.
Yeah, I don't think I want a boat. If I do like being on the water, but when that time comes, I think that's where rental comes into play. But yeah, I don't want that responsibility. And one of the things I'm thinking about is sometimes we hear realtors say, oh, this is the season, and we're approaching that now. Historically, springtime, summer activity gets a little bit hotter. But as far as insurance, quite frankly, it's always insurance season because of the various things that we want to be properly insured with. As you mentioned, watercraft, cars, homes, second homes. And the other thing that came to mind is that those that are in the process of looking for a home, sometimes they wait until they're under contract or getting the home inspection before they even talk to an insurance company. And I think it's a good practice as you're considering any given home. You want to know what the insurance is in advance, in my opinion. That way, especially as you mentioned, certain areas that might have other nuances to it as far as to be protected from. So I say get that insurance quote as you're getting ready to purchase a home or considering certain homes.
No, I think you're right. And if you're obtaining a mortgage, if you've got some lending support, financial support when you're purchasing a home, as soon as you secure that loan, that's a great time to begin at least that process, even if you're not quite sure yet about the home, because then at least you can begin that discussion and begin that relationship with your insurance advisor. The option period is a great time as you get closer to securing that new home is a great time to have that conversation with your insurance advisor, because as you said, the last thing we want to have happen is you reach the closing table and suddenly you're not able to afford the home because of the insurance investment. So the sooner you can begin that discussion with your insurance advisor, the better off you are, especially this time of year as we start to move into hurricane season. So in the Gulf Coast, you're going to want to have at least seriously consider flood coverage. And in some cases, depending upon where you're moving and what your mortgage looks like, you may be required to have flood coverage.
Exactly. I love my flood coverage. I have it on my home and would not go anywhere without it, quite frankly.
Well, we appreciate that, but it is worth taking a look at from a business perspective. We also want our real estate partners to be properly insured. So, if you're a real estate broker, a realtor, realist, property management firm, independent title and attorney agent, or a small lender, we can help you with your business insurance. It's equally important to make sure that that business is covered, so that allows you as a broker, property management firm to take care of your clients. So, we offer errors and omissions, professional liability coverage. In a sense, it would be like malpractice for a business owner. We have general liability coverage, cyber liability coverage. We're seeing more and more concerns, especially in the real estate world, with bad actors in the cyber crimes. So cyber liability insurance, workers' compensation to help protect your employees, commercial property. We've got several surety bonds that we can offer, as well as commercial property, commercial auto, and employment practices liability coverage.
And that's the thing, is with Stewart Insurance, all the things that you are offering, so the menu, so to speak, there are so many things. And I think that's why it's good to, as we talk each week and have a time set aside to cover all these different things. But yeah, we have to have our stuff, our home insured. But if we're in business as a real estate professional, a broker, or whatever, yeah, you better have the right insurance so that you're properly insured.
Well, you're right. And it's important to work with a company that understands your industry, that's focused on your industry. Our mission at Stewart Insurance is to be the insurance resource for real estate. So, for example, if we're working with a client and we're helping them with a cyber liability plan or an errors and omissions plan, we're working with insurance partners that are providing coverage specifically for the real estate industry. It's not just a generic errors and omissions plan that they just change some language in it to provide coverage for a real estate broker, as an example. These are companies that we work with that they have the same focus that we do on real estate. So it's a plan that's built specifically for our industry.
Indeed, just like Stewart Title, Stewart Insurance, day in and day out, you are in the real estate world. You understand, like we do at Stewart Title, the real estate world way better than a lot of other entities out there. So that's a real feature that people get with no extra charge, right, John?
Well, it actually no extra charge, but it is important that you work with somebody that does understand that business. We want to make sure that our focus is on real estate. We're not going to be out insuring a restaurant, or we're not going to be out working with clients that are in the trucking field. We're going to be working with clients that are homeowners, and then the other insurance needs that those homeowners or renters would need. And then on the business insurance side, working with those independent title and attorney agents, the real estate brokers, the realtors, the property management firms on their business insurance.
Indeed. The expertise really makes a difference with the people that you're helping here in the real estate world. Well, John, before we close this segment, what else should we know?
Well, if you'd like to be properly insured, whether you be an individual or family, we can help you with your home, your auto, your renters, your watercraft when you buy that boat, Bill, your vacation property, or if you're in the real estate business as a realtor or a real estate broker, property management firm, independent title or attorney agency, we can help you with your business insurance. And you could reach us at 866-798-2827. That's 866-798-2827. You can learn more about us at Stewart Insurance at Stewart.com. Excuse me, that's our email address, stewartinsurance at Stewart.com, or find us online at stewartinsurance.com.
And again, the phone number is
866-798-2827.
Thank you so much, John Bramlett with Stewart Insurance.
Always a pleasure, Bill.
Here we go. As we wrap up the show, Megan Arsenault is back. Oh, yeah, Mega Realty Team. Megan, welcome back. I love how that, yeah, right?
I know, it just flows so well. And everything's mega nowadays. So.
That's right. Make it mega.
Make it mega. Mega moves, money moves, everything.
Megan Arsenault. Well, let's before we close things down here at the show, we got 5, 6, 7 minutes. So what else do you want people to know about your team and or what's happening in the Lake Jackson, Angleton, the whole area down there?
Well, I'll start with our team. Mega Realty, I really think that we stick out from a lot of the other brokerages in our area, not just Brazoria County, but brokerages all over. I mean, when we started this brokerage, we didn't want it to be the norm. We didn't want it to be like every other agency that every agent interviews at. It's a team of like-minded people who all, are looking to help people make transitions in their permanent homes, where they're moving, helping their kids move. When you're talking about moving a whole family or moving from state to state, it's a huge deal. It's a mega deal. So, when you have an agent from Mega Realty, you're not just getting a real estate agent. You're getting a friend, you're getting someone to confide in, you're getting an advocate that's really going to make sure that you are making the best move that you possibly can and the easiest. We offer a moving truck to all of our clients that move, just to take one of those financial burdens off the plate for you. And when you use Mega Realty, you don't just have one agent. Typically, when a buyer or seller calls an agency, they ask for an independent agent. But when you call Mega Realty, most of the time you're going to get more than one, which is really helpful, because sometimes especially our first-time home buyers or people who are moving from the area, there can be a lot of things that they're questioning or they want to know, and maybe sometimes they feel like they're, being a burden. But, when there's three of us on a team, two or three of us on a team, and you've got, different people you can call and question. I mean, I really think that makes any process, any moving process, any buying, selling, investing process just easier and more comfortable for whoever's doing it on the purchase side.
You know what it sounds like to me, Megan? It seems like the team rallies around the client, whether they're buying or selling.
Do.
Is that a good way to put it? They're rallying around
the
client.
Absolutely. And especially in Brazoria County, our agency's got 27 agents. So when you're working with Mega Realty, you're not just working with one, you're working with all 27.
Now tell us about that moving truck again. So if I buy a house,
you get a moving truck.
A moving truck?
And it's red and sparkly and it's so great, and you can fit a car in it.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's a good thing. So you mentioned you travel a lot. One of the things I'm thinking, as far as you're building the business, you've built it, and you're continuing to look for new ideas. I'm going to guess when you're in another city, even if it's outside of Texas, that you're taking real estate notes to be able to incorporate.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us how that works.
I mean, everywhere we go, I really love the Miami area, Florida area as well. So anytime we're traveling, we're always looking at, what's the market look like in this area? And, why are people moving here? Why are people leaving here? So, anytime we travel, whether it's, out of the country or Florida or California or New York, I mean, we're definitely always looking for that next big move. So it doesn't really, just because our office, our brick and mortar is in Brazoria County, doesn't mean we don't go outside of that.
And also, I'm thinking that you observe what the realtors do in other areas, maybe to take some ideas and incorporate
absolutely.
the good things.
I mean, I've always kind of laughed and said that, Brazoria County and the way that people do business in Brazoria County is a little bit slower than some of these metropolitan areas. We kind of get the trickle down from that. I definitely look to some of these other top producers in other areas and bigger areas to see kind of what they're doing that step ahead.
And how do you, as a team or even as an individual, from a social media standpoint, I assume you use the social media platforms.
Oh, absolutely.
But which one do you find the best, if any? Because you can't use them all, I don't think, and be effective or be really great at all of them. Or how do you approach it? Because it's kind of overwhelming.
I think right now in this day and age, we're kind of in this weird transition period where, like, you've got, more of the older clientele. They're good with Facebook. That's how they keep up with their families, their friends, and what's going on. And then you've got kind of this newer generation, these first-time home buyers, and a lot of what they're using, those platforms, Instagram, TikTok, those have been really, really popular. So we just have our hands in all of those platforms. That way, we're not missing any which one. I mean, we're well-grounded in all of them. We're
talking with Megan Arsenault, Mega Realty team. You're leading the team, right, Megan?
I am.
As far as leading a team, a lot of people, everybody's different. How do you keep, and you're working with the various transactions, keeping up with the new, ever-changing real estate laws and dynamics. How do you keep organized? You seem very organized to me, but how do you stay organized to do all these things effectively?
Well, one of the partners on the team that y'all haven't talked to, her name is Taylor Hoff. She is our organization person on the team. So Tomorrow and I, we just kind of really do like the talking and the meeting and the mingling and the, all of that fun stuff. And Taylor, she's really the mastermind behind all of the organization.
Helping you stay organized is
Yeah.
Taylor Hoff. Is that right?
Yeah, because she's got two little social butterflies that she's got to keep on the ground.
So that's, very important work.
Hey,
because
it takes a team,
Well, yeah, you read my mind. I was
It
going to
really
say
does.
it takes teamwork to
It
make
does,
the dream
especially
work.
when you're doing 50 million plus a year.
Is that right?
Yeah, the three of us. Our team does over 100 million. The Mega Realty team, the full brokerage, does about 100 million plus a year. And Mega Realty, the three of us, the Arsenault group, we do around 40 to 50 million a year.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're going to be able to keep that going and build it too, I'm imagining.
Oh yeah, like we haven't even really gotten started yet. So y'all
Is that right?
are about to see what's going to happen.
All right.
We're going to shake it up around here.
Well, again, Megan, let's tell people your number, and we're going to hear a final word from tomorrow.
Awesome.
Today.
My
now.
my direct line is 979-709-3761. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, we have all of the knowledge that you need.
And that's right. Wherever you're at, you
Wherever
can
you're
call
at.
Megan right here.
Yes, you can. And I'll be there.
And you will be there. And now,
Yeah, especially if you're in Miami.
here she is. When was the last time you were in Miami, by the way? It sounds like you were there not long.
September. No, it's been too long.
So here she is tomorrow. Murchison. Hey, tomorrow. Welcome to the show.
Well, hello.
Again.
Thank you again.
All right, so it's a final word. Here we are getting ready to close things down, bring the boat back into the harbor, land a plane, whatever you want to say tomorrow. What else should we know about anything?
Besides everything that we've already spoken about and touched on, I do want to say that we are heavily involved in the community. We love to kind of give back to our community. So if we're not selling real estate, buying real estate, we're definitely helping our locals.
Well, that sounds good. Tomorrow, you have something to say.
This is Tomorrow with Real Estate Matters. Listen. This is Tomorrow. Listen to Real Estate Matters today.
Well, there you go. So well put. Okay. Yes. And tomorrow, let's tell people your phone number in case they want to reach you, because they can't forget your name, even if they wanted to.
No, you cannot. And that name is Tomorrow Murchison. And you can reach me at 979-665-2266.
Call tomorrow today,
Call tomorrow today.
because yesterday will be too late.
And tomorrow is never promised.
There you go. All that said, well, thank you all for listening. Guys, thank you, the Mega Realty team. Super work. Thank you, Lisa, Ashley, for bringing the team right here. I understand you had a nice lunch before the broadcast today, right?
Oh, yeah. Papacitos hits the spot every time.
Every time. So, again, thank you all for listening to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title. I am your host. That's right. The team came all the way from Lake Jackson. It reminds me to make Lake Jackson one of my destinations when I want to take a little bit of time off. That sounds like a good idea, right? They got the Airbnbs down there, right?
Yeah, come on and visit us anytime.
So thanks again for listening. Go to stewart.com/radio. That's stewart.com/radio. Yeah, you could see the show. You can hear the show. You can hear past shows. You can see the wonderful guests. You can see tomorrow. You can see Megan, Lisa, Ashley. And oh, yeah, Taylor's here somewhere. However, till next week, stewart.com/radio. Thanks for listening, and we will see you next week.
If you're a real estate professional, then listen closely. Cyber criminals are targeting our industry. They are impersonating real estate professionals, homebuyers, sellers, and title agents. Their goal is to gain access to your inboxes, computers, and clients so they can steal information and funds. Does your business insurance offset these risks? Not sure? Contact Stewart Insurance to determine if your business is properly insured. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. Visit stewartinsurance.com or call 866-798-2827. When it comes to real estate, everything matters. Whether you're a broker, realtor, homeowner, buyer, or seller, for informative and entertaining information when it comes to owning, buying, and selling real estate, tune in Sundays at 5 p.m. to Real Estate Matters with Stewart Title, brought to you by Stewart Insurance.
And that name is Tomorrow Murchison. This is Tomorrow. Listen to Real Estate Matters today. Call tomorrow today.